So if you're a musician or producer and you make your own sample packs, I'd like to introduce you to SampleRenamer. It's a tool that will allow you to quickly and efficiently rename all of your sample files for your pack, formatted specifically for the libraries that you intend to submit to. So I just want to run you through a quick demo and show you how it works. So the first thing I'm going to do is load up a batch of samples. These can all be auditioned by clicking. You can also arrow with your keyboard and quickly scrub through the different files just to kind of refresh your ears on what it is that you are renaming. Second thing I want to introduce you to here is the Global Keywords Manager. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's just a library of keywords that will follow you around as you are creating the specific library cards above. So just really quick, I'm going to add a selection of keywords. Let's say we're going to call this pack funky breaks, and I'll need a prefix for a library, so let's go ahead and add that. We can collapse this down. If your list gets long, you can get it out of the way. And let's go ahead and create our first library. So let's say we're submitting to Splice, and Splice wants underscores. You can select dashes, underscores, spaces, no spaces, completely up to you. And then below that, we've got a BPM feature. This BPM feature is really cool because it allows you to reformat and replace the BPM as it appears in the file name. So for instance, if your file name includes the BPM like mine does, 72 BPM, let's say there's a particular library who needs the BPM placed somewhere different than where you originally named the file. Or for another example is they need the letters BPM included in the file name and yours has only the number 72, or vice versa. What we can do is we can detect that BPM in the file name by clicking here. We can strip that from the original name while continuing to reference it. That's going to appear now as this detected BPM token. So when I drag this down, you'll see I've got my BPM that's in the original file name, and I can change the formatting and how it displays in the new file name. What's nice about that is it's also movable as well. So let's just go ahead and build a new file name. Let's say I need this funky breaks prefix. I'll drop that in the front. Let me go ahead and grab the original file name. I'll put that in the middle. So you can see now with my original file name having 72 funky beat, if I toggle on and off, you can see that it returns or is removed. So it's a really handy feature because now it allows me to place the BPM by dragging and dropping this token anywhere I need to in the new file name. That becomes really powerful if you have multiple libraries and it needs to be in different formattings for each. You can also create custom tokens if you need to, and that'll be specific to this library. So it's the opposite of the global, where the global follows you. This one will stay specific. So let's say we needed to have the word splice in there for some reason. Well, there you go. Once we're happy with the way that the file name preview comes out, we can click to save the library. And now you'll notice when I check the box to include it in the eventual output, it will give me a preview of what that new file name is going to look like, as well as the library that belongs to. The more libraries you add, let's just add tracklib. Let's say they need a space. Let's do mono house music library. Let's do our BPM. Put the BPM in the front. And then let's add our original file name as well. And let's say they need a meta tag to identify what it is. We can go ahead and save that. Now we've got tracklib. So when I check to add tracklib, you can see now it will display tracklib's preview file output. You can add as many libraries as you need. It will display all of the previewed file outputs here, as well as the libraries that they belong to. And you'll be able to export all those out. But before we export, I just want to show you a really powerful set of tools down here, specifically this select and replace. So let's say for some reason we need funky beat to be funky break. So what we can do is we can select funky beat. That will show me all of the instances in the files that I've loaded which contain that word. You can select individually the files that you want to affect, or if you need to affect them all, you could do that too. If we needed to change this to say break, we can add that rule. All of our file names are now updated to reflect that rule. Another cool feature that's hidden in this Global Keywords Manager is the separation button. So when you hit the separation button, if you've got multiple words in here, what that does is it respects the separator value that you selected in the library. So within Splice, if you used underscores, you can see here now in the file name, Monohouse Music Library includes underscores. If we change that to dashes, you can see here now, Monohouse Music Library is now separated by dashes. So it will respect the separator value that you have selected for that library. You can turn it on and off at will. You can also create duplicates as well. So if you needed to just make a Monohouse Music Library keyword and just include underscores, you can do that too. Totally up to you. Do it however feels right. But when you're all ready to go, click this export and download. It'll give you a output log of the files that it's outputted, as well as your progress. I'll just grab this file here. Outputs as a zip file. Within that zip file, you will have the folders of the libraries that you created in the formatting that you have set up. It's a super fast, super efficient way to get your files renamed specific for the libraries. And before you go, just make sure that you save. This will spit out a JSON file for you. This JSON file will have the libraries and the keywords that you create. If I just refresh this page, it goes back to its default blank state. But if I click into here and I click on the JSON file and load that back up, you can see that it has all my libraries, all my keywords. This will also respect the light and dark mode. So if you prefer working with dark mode and you save your JSON file, when you reload, you'll reload in dark mode. That way nobody's getting blinded if you're hanging out in the dark. So that's SampleRenamer. I hope you enjoy it. It's free. And yeah, I hope it saves you a ton of time, and I hope that it encourages you to make more, knowing that you're not going to have to deal with all of the tedious renaming. And I hope it allows you to submit more to more libraries. So thanks for watching. Take care.